All right, we are going to put both our black and white design and our color design and make them one. I'll show you some examples really quick. Here's one mini example that I did. Both designs, black and white, and then my color design combined together using weaving, kind of. Here's a larger one. This is more the size of yours. So you can see my original yellow design. You can see my original black and white design. The way we're going to do that, we have our two designs completely markered. Put those to the side for a second. And here I have our template. Using this Edpuzzle, what I would like you to do is to work alongside me. There are going to be times I'm going to ask you to pause. Please do that. There will be a question that pops up so that you do pause. Do that step, and then you can continue on after that step is complete. I think that's going to make it easiest. Okay, so let's first start with, if you look on the back, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the tops of our black and white, and then on the top of the sides of our color, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off number 1 on my black and white. Make sure my numbers stay at the top of my paper. So number 1. There we go. That fits there like a puzzle. Do the same thing on the other side with my colored one, but I'm going to cut sideways. I'm cutting the first strip off of each as carefully and as straightly as I can. I want to make sure that this goes right over. I need to change my numbers. Okay. You need to make a decision. Do you want your color to be on top, or do you want your black and white one to be on top? In my case, I'm going to do my black and white. So here we go. We're going to glue. A little bit of glue. I'm going to make sure that it lines up with that corner, and this lines up with this corner. To make a nice right angle. So pause for a second. You'll see a question pop up, and try that. All right, welcome back. We're going to do the same thing now. We're going to do it with strip number 2. So I'm going to go ahead and cut strip number 2 from my black and white. Take your time. You need to decide. Do you want strip number 2 to be on top next to strip number 1 or underneath? Or do you want to put it underneath to start that weaving? I decided I'm going to put mine underneath. So when I flip mine over, I want to make sure that the top of this and this are lined up and that both my pieces are right next to each other. No gaps in between, right next to each other. Okay. Flip it over. No gaps. So when I smooth this down, there's no gaps. My design is making sense. I'm going to go ahead and do the same for strip number 2 on this side. Okay. Making sure my puzzle is going together. First strips are the hardest. So now I have to decide, I could put these two pieces right on top if I wanted. That's really not weaving. Or I could put this underneath. I could put it underneath this one and start a checkerboard. I could put it on top of both. It's up to you. I think I'm going to go for the checkerboard look, or the start of it. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here. Make sure that this scooches all the way to the top. It's nice and tight next to the top strip. Nice and lined up on the side. You don't really need your template as much anymore. It just helps you keep it in order. Back to black and white. So I'm going to cut off strip number 3. 3 goes at the top. Now I would like my black and white one to go on top of both of these. You see I put glue on both of those. I'm going to line it up. And now this is where I'm starting to break the rules. I did not go under, over. Over, over. That's not how we learned how to do weaving. I'm breaking the rules a little bit. Strip number 3 on my colored. Making sure my design is starting to work out. I think I'm going to put my yellow end underneath my first weft. Well, warp, I guess, because warps go up and down. Weft. I'm going to leave these two wefts on top. A little bit of glue on both. And before I glue it all the way down, I want to make sure that there are no gaps over here. It's really difficult. Please, please, please make sure that things are nice and woven together. I'm going to go on to 4, 5, and 6. I'm doing one at a time. If you're not sure what you want to do, only glue one at a time, then you can kind of figure out and weave and play and see how you want it to work and form. Make sure all your ends are glued at the end so that nothing is coming apart. And there we go. I have my two images woven together. Not perfect checkerboard. I learned how to do that. I know how to do that, but now I'm showing that I know how to break the rules. Oh, I didn't glue that. That needs to get glued. There we go. And just let it dry.